All right. Trying to make some adjustments here. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Late Show, episode 4, I think. I haven't done one of these in quite some time, but I'm excited about doing this one. Excited and nervous at the same time because I'm going to go into something that is pretty personal to me. Let me get a little gain here. There. Hopefully, you guys can hear me better now. It's I'm going to talk about mental health uh, in a personal matter. I'm actually going to talk about my personal experiences with it. And for those of you who know me, know I could be a pretty straightforward, transparent person in public. Um, there's a lot of things I like to hide from the public about my personal life, but yet there's a lot of things that I like to be straightforward and honest about. Um, and the way I see it, by the end of this program, if I helped one person, it was worth it because it took quite a bit for me to realize a lot of things, and that's the things I want to talk about. And yeah, so welcome. If you guys are on the chat, I don't see a whole lot of people here just yet, but you're welcome to join in on the chat if you choose to just say hi, or if you have any questions or any of those things. I welcome them. It's kind of hard because I'm looking at my image here and the camera's right there, so I need to look there. Um, you're welcome to join in and make comments, ask questions. Um, I will answer them um, the best way I can, with honesty, of course. And this is a very important program for me because it takes one to know one. That old fashioned statement. Move the microphone here a little bit. When I say it takes one to know one, I'm referring to person that needs help. Um, I needed help. I didn't know I needed help, even though certain people told me about it. Several people told me about it. They never really dropped the hint about the whole mental health. Hey, you need to talk to a therapist or whatnot. Um, even though that's what they meant by all the other things they said. Um, so the theme of the program here, the main basic thing I'm going to say is if you feel at one point in your life that everyone is being mean to you, everyone is coming after you, and everyone is disagreeing with you, there's a pretty good chance that the problem is not them, that the problem is you. And it takes a lot, even from self pride and a little bit of arrogance, to be able to put that away, because I'm a very stubborn Portuguese person, as you all may know. Typical Portuguese people could be pretty stubborn. And to get through all of that, it's challenging. It's challenging to be able to realize that you may be the problem and not everyone else. At that point, you start realizing that you need help. So, sorry, this is kind of heavy for me. So let's begin with the basics. Going back a couple of years, I went through divorce, like many people do, and family separation, all that stuff, which kind of messes with a person. You basically have to change your whole life from something that you're used to, all the routine, coming home to the wife, to children, and all of a sudden, all of that changes. On top of that, my separation and divorce was during the COVID, pandemic, so there was even more separation because now you can't even interact with friends and family on a you know in person basis either. So a lot of stuff happened at that time that started the trend. Um, Shortly after, everything was finalized, I kind of went on a singles trek, if you want to use that word. Um, then I met someone who I was in a serious relationship for about a year and a half. Um, I learned a lot from this person, and I owe a lot to this person. She really helped me with many things. Um, there was also some stuff that was not so good about the relationship, like with every relationship, but we're not going to focus into that. More recently, more like in the last 2 years, I met someone else. We were in a very serious relationship as well with a lot of issues that, without me understanding, I mean, I knew I caused the issues. I didn't understand why I caused the issues. So I'm not going to get into details from that. But I always felt like when I made decisions about my life, they were all justified. And in my mind, I always thought, okay, I'm doing this because I have the right to do it, or I don't feel like I shouldn't do it. So I didn't really hold back on a lot of things. I made a lot of mistakes, and I own to those mistakes, but the biggest problem is correcting them. I never corrected them. And by not correcting the mistakes, not correcting my behavior, not correcting myself, I pushed people away. Um, a lot of people that were close in my life. And I started seeing a pattern, and I didn't want to admit that the pattern was real. Um, Let me see something here. I don't know if there's. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you guys, if you want to join in on the chat, please feel free to do so on the YouTube live. I don't know if you can see it there or not, because I see people watching, but I don't see participation, which is fine. You don't have to if you don't want to. Um, when I started realizing all those patterns, I started then questioning myself. Is this a Nelson problem, or is this an everyone problem that they don't understand me? Um, yeah, I didn't want to admit that I was the problem. I felt that what I was doing, even though there weren't good things a lot of the time, I I could justify why I did it in my mind. But I didn't want to correct the behavior because it's not that I didn't care, I just didn't see the need for it. And I made a lot of mistakes, and I pushed away a lot of people, and I hurt a lot of people. And I didn't realize that I did that. So there's a friend of mine, which recently we had a fallout. Guess who caused that? And her name is Claudia. And if those of you who are familiar with Palma, they know you must know of her name, Claudia Diaz. She's in South Africa, and she has a official title, which honestly I don't recall, but she's a therapist in many ways. A lot of suicide support to people who are suicidal. Which, to make it clear, I'm not suicidal. Never was suicidal at any given point in this stretch. So that's important. Um, I don't think I'm crazy either. It's just my behavior needs to be obviously fixed. But Claudia, she was always there for me as a friend, and she would give me all this advice um, about what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, and I did listen to her on many things, and on other things I did not. And I pretty much was selective. My mind was selective about what I'm going to listen to. What is she saying that's right? What's she saying that's wrong? Well, the things that I didn't agree with, I thought, oh, she's wrong about that. The things I agree with, oh, she's right about that. And it's pretty sad and pathetic, but I'm admitting the truth. At that point, I figured I would be selective on what I want to hear, what I don't want to hear. More recently, there was a conversation that her and I had, and she told me something that really upset me, and I didn't explode on her, but I said some hurtful things, and she just left. She she um, she walked away. Immediate regret from my part. I'm hoping that I could still salvage that friendship because I do care about her, and not to sound arrogant, but I know she cares about me too. She must have, because she put up with all my bullshit for, I don't know, 3+ years or more. I don't even know if she's listening or watching this, but if she is, I mean, I've said I was sorry, Claudia. I don't know. I hope that one day you could forgive me. Um, so Claudia is just one of several people. I mean, more recently, I was in traveling in Europe, and I got into a discussion with my daughter, and my daughter opened up. My daughter's 20, by the way, and she's not a baby anymore. I mean, she's still young, but she's an adult, and she opened up a lot of things. She said a lot of things to me that I was not aware that she felt, which hurt to hear because most of them were true. A lot of them were not true because yeah, I don't want to get into that whole thing, but it was her perspective as a child. And she also told me that my son also had certain views about me. Now, my children love me. I know they do. And I love them. But the things she told me hurt, and I needed to hear them because it just made me aware even more of the situation that I'm in right now that I need to fix. So, mental health is a real thing. And someone that needs mental health, it doesn't mean you're crazy. It doesn't mean you're suicidal. Sometimes you just need guidance because your head wants to go left when it should be going right, or vice versa. It's important. It's important for you to get professional help. And I'm talking about everyone. Even if you feel that the things are not that bad in your life, but there's a couple of things that are bothering you, talk to someone because that's someone's perspective, especially if you let them into your brain and you let them and you listen to the words and you really focus on what they're telling you and you don't take it for granted, it will help you in the long run because you will realize that sometimes, most of the times, it's not everybody else that's the problem, it's you. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're just fucking up left and right. No, you could fix yourself. You could fix your attitude towards things. You could be the person that you need to be. You could basically jump and get better. Jump through the obstacle and be a better person. Not just for the others, but for yourself as well. And okay, I see. I think that's Brooke. Hi, Brooke. She wrote, therapy can help you see things from a different perspective. Absolutely. And that different perspective is sometimes what you need to see because you're not seeing it without help. Um, and I know of certain people right now in my life, not close people, but people that I know, friends or acquaintances that are going through similar situations. And I wish they could listen to what I'm saying because if they make that decision to get professional help, and sure, there's different things you could do to make yourself feel better. You could get a hobby, you could travel, you could go for drives, you could do all kinds of fun things. But you're basically, it's almost like if you have a broken leg and you're taking a bunch of Tylenol. So the Tylenol is going to help the pain go away, but it's not going to fix the problem. The problem is going to be there, and you're going to have to take more Tylenol and then more and more and more and more. And you're still not going to fix the problem. And the problem is only going to get worse because a broken leg needs to be fixed properly. And you guys listening, if you're wondering, oh, I'm having these problems, I just need distraction. Yes, absolutely. Distractions are important and hobbies are important and everything, but you need to talk to someone who can truly help you and give you some real unbiased, straightforward advice. Because if your friends and your family are trying to tell you and you're just brushing them off, they almost see as no other way to help you, and they will start distancing themselves from you. Even the people that love you the most will take a step back because what's the point in talking to, what's the point in talking to Nelson? He doesn't listen. He doesn't want to change his ways. He's stubborn. Yeah, I'm that person. Up until now, I've been that person. And now I see it differently and I'm getting help. And I'm talking to people that know what they're talking about. And I realized, wow, that was always the problem. Why couldn't I see that? It just makes sense what you're telling me. It takes a real person to realize that and to take that step forward. And I'm not here to say that I'm better than anybody else because I'm not. I'm here to simply encourage you to do the same. If you feel like you're being attacked by everyone and everyone is against you and everyone has turned their backs on you, no, they're just trying to help you and you don't want to be helped. So it's time for you to help yourself. And again, it doesn't mean you're crazy. People, let me tell you something. I realize that most people in the world should be on therapy, even if it's just a temporary thing, because it'll open your mind in a way that will never close that same way again. You'll see things differently moving forward, and those fixings are permanent. And if in the future you need more help, either with the same problem or a different one, you could do it again. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing. And it does not. And I know we're Portuguese, you know, if you say in Portuguese, oh, o João está ir ao médico da cabeça, oh, John's going to the, head doctor, as the Portuguese call it. He's crazy. He must be crazy. I'm not crazy. I don't need to go to a crazy doctor. I'm not a crazy person. It's not that. It really isn't. The people that go to that level probably get there because they should have gotten help way beyond, way before, years ago. And they started with a problem that was this small and it slow snowballed to the size of a house. And by then they need major help. But they didn't have to go to that point if they had gotten help in the beginning. Sometimes people can get help for whatever reasons, financial, I would think, most of the time. Although there's a lot of programs that can help you, either pay little or nothing, depending on if you qualify or not. What do you got to lose? Find out. Um, but doing nothing is worse. Doing nothing is worse. I could give you a million analogies where you have some car trouble. If your brakes are a little squeaky or whatever, and you don't fix them, and bad analogy, but if you know anything about cars, if you don't change your brake pads, your discs get messed up, your rotors. So, and if you don't fix that, then your calipers get messed up, and then it snowballs. It just gets worse and worse and worse. So you need to fix the simple thing first to prevent it from becoming a bigger problem. And you'll start after a couple of sessions, you'll start seeing things differently right off the bat. And it's important that you take that first step. I don't know how to say it any more than I am right now. You need to take that first step. You need to self evaluate. Stop with your freaking arrogance. Stop saying I don't need it. Stop saying everybody else sucks, that I'm good, they're bad, they're wrong, I'm right. Stop it. Just stop it. Because chances are you're the problem. And it took me a while to realize that. And that's why I'm here today, putting it all on the line, letting everybody know that I'm getting therapy, letting everybody know that my kids, they don't hate me, but they kind of gave up on me trying to help me and trying to communicate with me because I was not listening. My loved ones, people that I care about, friends, family, and acquaintances and partners. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get where I'm at now, and everybody has to take their own journey. But in the end, it's worth taking that journey. It's worth taking those first steps to get it started. And you know, if you don't know where to start, talk to a friend, talk to a loved one. Say, hey, maybe I do want to start professional help. Maybe I do want to talk to somebody and see if they can help me. And it's that first step that's the hard one to take. It was hard for me. I ignored it for years, not months, years. But here I am. And the healing starts almost immediately. It's pretty incredible. Those first words that you talk to someone and they immediately start telling you about things that you never noticed. By the way, when it comes to Claudia, and regardless of the situation that I am with her, and I'm not going to get into that. Um, she is an amazing person to talk to. So if anyone wants to start talking to someone, I highly recommend her. So if you want to find that out, you could send me a private message either through Palma or personal, whatever the case may be. And I'll put you in contact with her because she really is an amazing person. And to me, she was more than a therapist. She's always been a friend. Um, so she's a good way to start if you guys don't know where to go. Or you have other ways to go you as well. I mean, depends. If you have insurance and it covers it, go for it. Let's see. Okay, Sandra. Sandra's saying it takes courage to talk about it and to realize it. Yeah, realizing it is the first step, big step. Me talking about it, I don't expect anyone to go have their own podcast to talk about mental health. Although, I got to tell you something, and I'm going to invite you and challenge you, whoever you may be. If you go through the same journey that I'm going through right now, and if one day you want to talk about it, we could do a one-on-one interview right here as a little where's Nelson at this point and where's this person at this point. You could talk about your own journey as well. So my door is open. I would love to have you on. I know most people are like, oh, I'm not going to talk about my business on the internet. You know what? The reason why I do it, there's a lot of pros and there's sure a lot of cons, but the pros overweigh the cons because again, if one person out of this program today decides they're going to give it a shot and they're going to take that first step, it was already worth me being here with you today. And since this program is going to be on the internet for forever, as far as I know, I'm not going to delete it. Um, who knows who it will help? It might help somebody who might be in a more serious crisis. So that's what I'm here for, to kind of create awareness for a problem that gets ignored. And it's kind of taboo in the Portuguese community, especially in the Portuguese community, but I would think in other communities as well, because people kind of jump the gun thinking that therapy means you're crazy or I don't need therapy. That's for crazy people. No, I think it's a very normal thing. I think mental health is very overlooked in the United States and a lot in the world. And you look at people that are homeless and everything, and they have mental health issues, and they don't have the help. And if they did, maybe they wouldn't be where they are today. I'm not saying everyone's gonna turn from having a bad situation in their life to all of a sudden being blown out crazy. Crazy as the word, not the proper word, but you know what I mean. Um, but no, I mean sometimes even a simple problem could be easily fixed by talking to someone who is a professional. And you have to make that decision. I'm only here to advise you and to tell you my story. And you should do it the way I did it, the way I'm doing it. You should start the journey. That first step is the most important. And again, and I can't say this enough, if you feel like everyone in the world is against you, your friends, your family, you feel like you're being attacked from all corners, chances are the problem is you, not them. So look inwards. You are the person that could fix yourself by getting help. And I'm sure that they will all be there to support you. Well, kind of starting to wrap it up here because I don't want to keep repeating myself over and over again. And this has just been a very powerful, very moving experience for me. Those of you who've known me over the years, especially on the radio world, know that I could talk about anything and anything and be straightforward about it. But when it comes to something this personal that affects me so much, and it's been affecting my life so much, it's hard for me to do it. It's hard for me to do it, but I'm glad that I'm doing it because, like I said, I want to help other people. And if I do that, then it was all worth it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for those who participated. Um, thank you, and again, even if you want to reach out to me to just make a comment, ask a question, please do. I mean, I we're all in this together, you know? I might not even know you personally, but I'm here to give you the best possible advice that I can. And hopefully you can make that decision on your own. No one can make that decision for you. You have to make it on your own. Step one, you have to come to the realization that you need to fix yourself and you need to fix it. You need to fix things. And once that happens, then the next step is up to you. All right, everyone. A lot of better, more positive things coming to the late show soon. We'll be talking about those, but today was a heartfelt program. I really, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, actually, to wondering what I was going to say. And I'm not reading the script. I'm just speaking off the top of my head. But I really appreciate you being here and listening to me. And you can share this with your friends and family, just share it. And hopefully they'll watch and they'll listen and they'll realize what I did. And I really appreciate your support. Thank you all for being here. And I'll talk to everybody soon. Have a good Tuesday, everybody.